We're going to go to Channel 4's Jeremy Finley and TRACY KORNET, who are on the scene.
You can see behind us still an active scene here with emergency personnel. This whole entire area has been taped off, but witnesses are roaming in and out and have been reporting a variety of things, from seeing the first on the scene, from seeing one woman covered in blood, to a person we spoke with just a few minutes ago, and we're going to go ahead and try to roll that before the police chief speaks here, but describing what he saw behind the theater. So let's listen. This man arriving at a movie theater with not only a gun, but an axe, a hatchet of sorts, a backpack with pepper spray, right, and then, of course, what was inside that backpack of grave concern to authorities, which is why they just had the robotic team there blowing it up. But right now, we want to bring in our colleague, Heather Horrigan. You have been out here all afternoon talking to witnesses. Heather, first of all, give us some overall impressions from what these witnesses have told us.
Channel 4's TRACY KORNET is leading our coverage on the president's visit. She is live at Stratton Elementary in Madison with the latest. Tracy?
That's right, Jeremy. Taylor Stratton Elementary hosted President Obama for a little more than an hour. He left about a half hour ago. And yes, he was touting that signature Health Care Act and the Supreme Court ruling.
My colleague TRACY KORNET joins me now tonight live at the convention at the Music City Center. Tracy?
Donald Trump, he's very seriously considering a run for president. Got a chance to talk to him before his speech. People do have to stand out and make their mark. It's just almost fish out of water is how it seems to me. Do you feel that way as a contender for president?
Somebody really has to stand out as president, because we don't have a standout as a president right now.
How close are you to making a decision whether you'll run or not?
Pretty close. I would say June, July.
He and his sons will be here throughout the weekend. The three people to watch today, according to most political observers here, were Scott Walker, the governor of Wisconsin, who Tennessee lawmakers really like. He actually hosted a lunch yesterday. Jeb Bush, who was actually booed earlier this year. Not so sure how his speech went over today. He just seemed, if I may say this, a little insecure out there on the stage. And Ted Cruz, who got lots of standing ovations, really well received, as well as Scott Walker. So they certainly delivered, those two in particular. He is walking up to this live shot, so if we could go live.
He does a fantastic job.
Donald Trump, thank you very much. We just spoke with him live. He was gracious. Come back over here. We're live at 5. Come on, you can't come real quickly. Nice job out there. How did you feel about the reception?
Well, it was great. It was a standing ovation. It's about make this country great again. So I was very happy.
Thank you very much. All right, you can go about your...
Great job. Thank you.
Certainly testing the waters to see if a presidential run is in his future. Tom, back to you.
And you actually got away with scolding him live on the air, Tracy. Yeah.
I wasn't planning on that part. This is live television, right? If you were just joining us, we've been covering this breaking news all afternoon. I want to update you, tell you everything we know on this mass shooting in San Bernardino. We've got some aerial pictures here right now. NBC News is reporting one suspect has been shot. One suspect, again, they're looking for 3 possibly. One has been shot. Also want to mention, this just came down the wire, that 10 of those 14 people injured in this mass shooting this morning or this afternoon are in critical condition at area hospitals, Tom. Pulling back the curtain a little bit and letting you know what's gone on, the aerial pictures that we were watching as those SWAT teams were surrounding that black SUV, that was pulled from us because we were thinking, and we're not sure, but the police may be making a move. Alarming details coming from that theater, though. Police officials confirming that the shooter inside, 2 of them have been killed. Those 2 attackers were going one by one, shooting those hostages. Right now, officials aren't sure whether it's Al-Qaeda or ISIS to blame for these terror attacks. Homeland Security officials say there is no immediate threat to the United States at this point, but we do know that New York City has put more officers on the streets. The case has unfolded in front of our eyes for a year and a half. Now, the Vanderbilt rape trial is inching closer to a conclusion. The jury is deliberating right now, and at any moment, they could decide the fate of 2 former players charged with rape. Of course, all of this going back to the alleged rape of a female student said to have occurred in a dorm in Gillette Hall on Vanderbilt's campus during the early morning hours of June 23rd, 2013. Some shocking testimony here in the last several days.
We find Mr. Vanderbilt guilty of aggravated rape.
You have been listening in here to the jury, which has just reached its verdict in the Vanderbilt rape case. Both Corey Beatty and Brandon Vandenberg found guilty on all charges.
Tracy is live downtown, where more than 100,000 folks are expected for the bash on Broadway.
Well, Happy New Year to you and to all of our viewers here at Channel 4 News at 4 o'clock. As you mentioned, I'm here at First and Broadway, and you can see behind me only a couple hundred people at this hour. But in a few hours, wait until you see these packed streets. An entire, really, look at Nashville from around the world will be had here tonight. If you remember last year, you saw how Nashville was certainly one of the jewels in the international crown on this New Year's Eve. All right, you know, we're a news team, right? We're a team. So when someone gets sick, you got to play the position you're needed in. So guess what I'm doing tonight?
You are so
pinch hitting. 8 games to go in the regular hockey season. With 2 wins in their back pocket, the Nashville Predators were on the road tonight in Tampa Bay. The Lightning is tied for second in the Eastern Conference with 99 points, same as the Preds in the West. The Preds start hot. NCAA basketball action tonight. West Virginia has run into a big blue buzzsaw in their Sweet 16 matchup with Kentucky. Look at that blowout. Wildcats rolling in the second half, 54-19 so far. Sam Drecker with 23 points. Frank Kaminsky adds 19 to pace those Badgers. Notre Dame and Wisconsin advanced to the Elite 8. That very thing happened to Adam Cove. Doctors say the 14-year-old would have never survived the terrifying combination if it weren't for a special machine at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital and a program that is now among the largest and most successful in the world. Adam Cove was 14 years old, active and athletic, when he was diagnosed with the flu. He took the proper meds and spent 3 days in bed. But Adam just got worse. He told his dad to take him to the hospital, and when they got there, Adam was near death. He was flown by medical helicopter to Vanderbilt.
This wonderful child, this gift, I couldn't have him for only 14 years and have him be gone.
He had heart failure, he had lung failure, and he had kidney failure. And he was really sick.
Dr. John Peach had seen how this machine called ECMO, or extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, saves lives. He brought it to Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt 25 years ago. He believed ECMO might save Adam.
We could bypass his lungs, bypass his heart, and still have him okay.
ECMO helps the body buy time to get better, taking over the heart and or lungs, allowing the medicine to kick in.
And that little blue box is actually a lung. And so that allows oxygen to get to the blood and to carbon dioxide to get out. And it also warms the blood up, and then it goes back to the patient.
Adam spent 10 days on ECMO in a coma.
Dying was not an option.
We never left Adam for almost 2.5 weeks.
Adam's parents promised if he'd come out of that coma, they'd take him to Hawaii. Finally, signs that Adam was waking up.
They said, "Can you give us a thumbs up, Adam?" And I went, a peace sign, and I went.
Everybody started dancing and crying.
It was quite remarkable. I remember the joy and happiness in the room.
Adam got stronger, got back in school, was determined to run again, and did. He made the track team his senior year, and last month walked the Mount Juliet High School stage with his graduating class.
But I was determined I was going to graduate, and I was going to prove everyone else wrong.
A few battle scars show how far he's come.
And then right here where they had to cut into my jugular.
His left hand is paralyzed, though he's recently felt new movement.
I'm going to get my hand back. Yeah, I'm going to be using my hand like everybody else.
And as for that promise of Hawaii, Dr. Peach has the proof framed on his desk.
Our faith in God, the support we got, the doctors here, and that wonderful machine, Adam was able to come.
Vanderbilt saved my boy's life.
Adam is going to college this fall. This year, the hospital celebrates 1,000 patients its ECMO machines have helped. Dr. Peach wants everyone to know the sooner they hear about a sick patient, the better chance they and ECMO can help.